Welcome, anime fans. I'm Anime Outlet.
What if Deku was the son of Endeavor? Part 2. Where I left off, Izuku was Izuku was going to school on his second day of UA. Now, once he gets there, he does his normal classes until it's time for heroics. Now, during this time, he hears All Might run in and yell, "I'm running through the door like a normal person!" As Izuku looks over to see All Might bust through the door as the whole class starts cheering. All Might decides to explain what they will be doing that day, as he explains that they will be doing a Heroes vs. Villains assignment. This Heroes vs. Villains assignment, there will be two teams versing each other. One the hero and one the villain. They will be teams of two. Now, you can't be heroes without costumes, as he hits a button and a row of costumes comes out of the wall. The kids pick up their costumes and go to the changing rooms and then down to City B or something like that. Once they get there, All Might says that he will now select the teams as he gets a random thing, and it says that the first team will be Izuku and Uraraka, and the second team will be Bakugo and Todoroki. Now, after this, both Izuku and Todoroki just look at each other, with Izuku, more like a hateful glare. He wants to show Endeavor, or basically have Todoroki tell Endeavor how badly his butt got beat when he was facing the son he left. Now, once All Might tells the heroes, Izuku and Uraraka, to go in, they walk around until he hears Bakugo yell, "Die! Die, Izuku!" as he sends a huge explosion right towards Izuku, which is blocked by a wall of water, which canceled out the explosion. If you guys play Minecraft, if a creeper explodes in water, pretty much nothing happens. That doesn't necessarily say nothing will happen in real life, but pretty much it will be a lesser explosion. So Izuku quickly and easily finishes off Bakugo, maneuvering him, flipping over him and chopping his neck, knocking him out. Remember, Izuku's been training for almost 10 years. He is very skillful in many things. Now, after this, Izuku is blindsided by a piece of ice as he is slammed into a wall. Now, tons of debris start flying everywhere as one such heavy rock ends up lodging itself in Izuku's stomach. As the whole class and All Might watching this are horrified at what just happened to Izuku, he looks down like almost nothing's happened, but he is gritting his teeth. He grabs the rock and pulls it out as he starts screaming in pain. Once the rock is fully out, he envelops his chest in flames, basically like a type of heel flame. Now, Izuku yells at Uraraka to run as he sees a wall about to collapse right on top of her. He runs over and pushes her out of the way and narrowly avoids getting crushed. Izuku, seeing how much Todoroki's willing to go to win, puts both his water and fire together in a mix. They're not touching each other so they don't extinguish, or so the fire doesn't extinguish, but they're in each other to where it's very powerful. He sends the condensed half ball of fire and half ball of water right at Todoroki as it explodes right next to him, as Izuku and Uraraka walk around and touch the bomb, winning the game. Izuku sits down around the half-crumbled building as he intensifies the flames around his body. This is when the whole class decides to run out and says, "Izuku, what happened?" Izuku just says, "Something pierced through my body. If it was 5 inches higher, it would have pierced right through my heart, killing me instantly." Which just shocks the class as they see Todoroki now as some sort of bad person, as he's starting to get a bad reputation in the school. Now, All Might congratulates Izuku and Uraraka for the win and asks Uraraka to take Izuku to Recovery Girl. Once there, Recovery Girl yells at him for being careless until she sees the size of his wound being healed by the flames. She asks him if he can stop the flames so she can kiss him before it happens, until he says, "If you kiss me and my energy runs out, I could die from bleeding out. Suggest you just let me heal myself." As he just says, "Okay, good luck with that." As Izuku just lays down and takes a nap. Now, after this, a couple days go by as the kids don't like the reputation of Todoroki already. He seems quiet and distant, like he's a villain planning something. They don't like him at all. I mean, he almost killed Izuku, who they thought was all high and mighty, even though both of them have the same type of quirk. Now, after a couple hours, it's the middle of the day as Aizawa tells them that later that day they will be going to the USJ. Now, before Izuku goes to lunch, All Might pulls Izuku aside and asks him something. "Would you like to be the successor to my quirk?" Izuku's just like, "What?" As All Might starts to explain how that all works and says if he can't tell anybody about it. Izuku agrees with him as All Might plucks a hair out of him and says, "Eat this." Izuku just says okay and eats it, as he now has a powerful quirk. All Might says try using it, as Izuku just doesn't know what it is, as he lights a flame in his hand as it's now blue, as Izuku tries to not use One for All and the flame goes back to orange. All Might thinks for a moment before saying, think the superpower of the quirk might have just boosted your quirk. Not sure if you'll get the strength part of it. As he starts to walk away, mumbling something about One for All. Now, after this, lunch happens as the kids board the bus to go to the USJ. They get on as the class is excited, wearing their hero suits. Now, they're wearing these as they pull up to the USJ. The whole class sees 13 as he starts to explain what they will be doing at the USJ, or Universal Service Joint. I don't know the abbreviation, but they all go in as a huge purple portal erupts from the middle of the USJ, or dome, as tons of villains come out. They start to come out of the portals as a Nomu screeches, as Aizawa yells for 13 to protect the kids as he jumps down and starts to attack them. Now, Izuku looks around looking for something he can do as a portal opens up beneath all the kids as they fall through it, as Izuku is dropped into the water zone with soup. Izuku just puts his hand down and puts water there as he makes a huge wave and gives himself a fire surfboard and launches himself right towards the Nomu. Once he gets towards the Nomu, he tries to burn it with his supposed now ultra-powered blue flames, but that pretty much does nothing as it heals and turns and punches him into a wall. And that's where I'm going to leave it off, guys. Sorry for the really short video, only 10 minutes. I just don't have the time as I have to do school assignments still. It's kind of hectic, but I thank you all for watching, and goodbye.